Hello, I'm Mark. Are you ready to shadow with me? Yes? Okay, let's do it. Hello, I'm Mark, and this is English Conversation Practice. And today you are going to shadow with me. Yes, like a real shadow that follows you wherever you go. You will be my shadow. That is, you will not repeat after me. You will speak at the same time as I do. And today's topic is hardly. Hardly, and that means not much. Not much. And some other words that mean the same: rarely, barely, faintly. For example, rarely watch. I rarely watch TV. Barely eat. Oh, I barely eat my vegetables. So that means not much, right? Barely study. Oh no, I barely study at school. I barely study at school. Oh, that's not good. Barely any. There's barely any milk left. There is barely any milk left. Barely hear. I can barely hear the music. I can barely hear the music. Rarely go. I rarely go to concerts. I rarely go to concerts. Faintly read. Faintly read. I can faintly read this, right? It's not very clear. I can barely see it. I can faintly read it. It's very hard to see it, yeah? So that means not much, okay? So that's what we will shadow. Here are the cards, and we will have 4 steps. Yes, step 1, we will shadow. Step 2, we will shadow again and then talk about the meaning. And then step 3, you will do it on your own. And then step 4, we will have a quiz. Okay, so are you ready to practice with me? Yes? Okay, let's do it. Okay, let's shadow now. So we're going to shadow hardly. And remember, hardly means rarely, barely, faintly. And we went over some examples. So today's cards have hardly. So we are going to practice hardly, which means not much. Not much. Okay, here we go. Step 1, shadowing. Remember, you will not see the card. You will not see the sentence. You will not see the picture. You will purely listen and speak. Yeah, so input, output, input, output. It's a challenge, but that's why you are here. Okay, and we will shadow each card 3 times. Okay, here we go. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hardly watch any television these days. I hardly watch any television these days. I hardly watch any television these days. She hardly ate anything. She hardly ate anything. She hardly ate anything. I hardly studied for the test. I hardly studied for the test. I hardly studied for the test. There was hardly any food left in the supermarket. There was hardly any food left in the supermarket. There was hardly any food left in the supermarket. I could hardly hear from the back. I could hardly hear from the back. I could hardly hear from the back. I hardly ever go to karaoke. I hardly ever go to karaoke. I hardly ever go to karaoke. The print is so small, I can hardly read it. The print is so small, I can hardly read it. The print is so small, I can hardly read it. We hardly ever go to concerts. We hardly ever go to concerts. We hardly ever go to concerts. Okay, yes, shadow. We shadowed. You shadowed. We did it together. All right, good job. So let's mark it off. Okay, meaning. So now we will shadow again, and then you will see the card, you will see the sentence, and we will talk about the meaning of each sentence. Okay, so here we go. Part 2, meaning. So let's count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hardly watch any television these days. 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 All right, so hardly, not much, not much. And these days, recently, right? So these days, that means recently. Card number 2. She hardly ate anything. She hardly ate anything. She hardly ate anything. She hardly ate anything. Yeah, so maybe she's on an airplane, right? And so maybe airplane food doesn't taste very good. Maybe we're not really hungry when we're on an airplane. We're just sitting. We've been just sitting the whole time. So perhaps we're not very hungry. So she hardly ate anything, right? Not much. She didn't eat much. And anything is a negative, right? So she hardly ate anything. Okay, here we go. 3. I hardly studied for the test. 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 So he has a sad face because he hardly studied. So he didn't study much. So maybe he didn't do very well on the test, right? So to do well on a test, you must study hard. But he hardly studied. That is opposite. Not much. When you study hard, you study a lot. When you hardly study, you don't study much. Okay, here we go. Number 4. There was hardly any food left in the supermarket. There was hardly any food left in the supermarket. There was hardly any food left in the supermarket. There was hardly any food left in the supermarket. Uh-oh. So perhaps there was some trouble, right? Maybe the trucks, the food trucks who deliver the food couldn't get to the supermarket. So there's hardly any food left. So that means not much, not much food left. And that's terrible, right? Because we need food to live. Okay, number 5. I could hardly hear from the back. 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 So they're at a concert and they're sitting in the very back. And so maybe as you get away from the music, the sound goes down and down and down. So in the back, wow, I can hardly hear. I can't hear much. Okay, here we go. Number 6. I hardly ever go to karaoke. 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 So this person doesn't go much. Maybe this person's a bad singer. Maybe this person feels shy around, this person feels shy singing around other people or singing in public, right? So karaoke is you're singing in public and everyone can hear you sing. So if you are shy, maybe you don't like to go. If you're a bad singer, maybe you don't like to go. Okay, here we go. Number 7. The print is so small, I can hardly read it. The print is so small, I can hardly read it. The print is so small, I can hardly read it. The print is so small, I can hardly read it. Yeah, so the print, meaning the letters on this, are very, very small. And so I can hardly read it. So I can't, it's really hard to see the letters, right? Because they're so small. And that's a problem I have. I need reading glasses because I can't read the print. My eyes can't focus on the print. Yeah, so if I don't have my reading glasses, the letters are all blurry and I can't read it. Okay, here we go. Number 8, last card. We hardly ever go to concerts. 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 Yeah, so like a music concert, a rock concert. So maybe now we're older, we have a family, we have children, we're busy, we have lots of work, and so it's difficult to get to rock concerts. I hardly ever go to concerts. Okay, nice, nice. Yes, so that was, we shadowed and we talked about the meaning. So good job. So let's mark it off. It is done. So let's go to part 3, and that is on your own. So I have a card here. And so actually we will take turns. I will say the sentence, you say the sentence. I say, you say, I say, you say. So we're going to take turns where part 1 and 2, we did it together, but part 3, we're going to do it separately. All right? We're not going to do it together. We are going to do it separately. Okay, so here we go. I will go first. And so when I'm speaking, I want you to listen. Then when it's your turn, I'm going to cover the sentence. So you have to say the sentence based only on the picture. It's a challenge, but that's why you are here. Okay, let's go on your own. I'm first. I hardly watch any television these days. Now it's your turn. I hardly watch any television these days. I hardly watch any television these days. She hardly ate anything. She hardly ate anything. She hardly ate anything. I hardly studied for the test. I hardly studied for the test. I hardly studied for the test. There was hardly any food left in the supermarket. There was hardly any food left in the supermarket. There was hardly any food left in the supermarket. I could hardly hear from the back. I could hardly hear from the back. I could hardly hear from the back. I hardly ever go to karaoke. I hardly ever go to karaoke. I hardly ever go to karaoke. The print is so small I can hardly read it. The print is so small I can hardly read it. The print is so small I can hardly read it. We hardly ever go to concerts. We hardly ever go to concerts. We hardly ever go to concerts. Okay, how'd you do? Yeah, you did it on your own? Okay, good, good, good. All right, so let's mark it off because you did it. Okay, now, whoa, we're almost finished. We are now in the quiz. It is now time for the quiz. Yes, this is step 4. Yeah, 4 steps to your success. And now we are doing the quiz. So what I will do, I will shuffle the cards so we don't know the order, right? So we will be surprised. Which card will it be? We won't know because we are changing the order. Yes, by shuffling the cards, we are changing the order. So we don't know what card 1 will be. Nope. We don't know what card 2 will be. Nope. We don't know what card 3 will be. No, we don't. We are going to have 3 cards in the quiz. Okay, let's do it. Yeah. Let's do it. Here we go. Card number 1. Please say the sentence. What is the sentence? Do you remember the sentence? Can you say the sentence? Okay. Okay, let's check. I hardly watch any television these days. I hardly watch any television these days. Okay, that was 1. Did you get it? Okay, here we go. Card number 2 for the quiz. Please say the sentence. Do you remember the sentence? Okay. All right, let's check the sentence. Here we go. We hardly ever go to concerts. We hardly ever go to concerts. Did you get it? Okay. 1 more. Here we go. Card number 3 for the quiz. This is the last. This is the last card. Please say the sentence. Okay. 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 Let's check the sentence, see how you did. All right. I could hardly hear from the back. I could hardly hear from the back. Okay, that was the quiz. Yes, 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 yes. Let's mark it off because it's done. Yes, it is. All right. Well, you did it. Yes, you did. Well done. I had fun. I hope you had fun too. And if you enjoy my videos, if you enjoy my content, if you enjoy my channel, please join the channel. Yeah, support me so I can support you. Support me so I can support you. I also have a Patreon page with lots and lots of worksheets. Yeah, so please check out my Patreon page. That's another way to support me and the channel. And also, I have books at Amazon.com. And again, that's another way to help. All the links are in the descriptions below, so please check those out. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, please do that so that way you get all of my videos. I upload videos every day, so you don't want to miss a single video. Okay, well, thanks so much, and I will see you again for another video of you and I shadowing together. Okay, take it easy. Bye.